What an awesome day for myself and our family, and so appreciative of the warm welcome that we've received, and just excited to be a part of the Vol Nation, Vol family. I want to thank Chancellor Pluman and President Boyd for your vision of what you want and foresee in athletics, the importance that it has on a collegiate campus, and entrusting me and our family, but entrusting us to mentoring and teaching these young men the game of life, not just the game of football. To Danny, obviously those same sentiments, but having been around each other for 3 years, believing in the process that we take our kids through, and understanding what we're trying to accomplish on the football field. We want to go chase championships. We want to be at our absolute best. At the same time, we want to develop them in life too, and appreciate you guys entrusting us with the care of this program and these young men and individuals. When I was talking with Chancellor Plowman last night, one of the things that just registered with me and made this job opportunity so exciting is the aligned vision between leadership with everybody sitting here today. And we talked about the importance of having a shared common vision, being able to work at our purpose to accomplish those things every single day, and everybody pulling the rope the same direction. And when you have that in leadership, that's going to transcend through in your entire campus and hopefully throughout our entire state here in Tennessee. And when you do those things, great things are capable of happening. And obviously, I'm here because we have the opportunity to go chase championships on the football field. I also want to take this time to thank my wife, Dawn, my co-pilot in life. She's probably piloting most of the time when I'm at the office. My beautiful daughter, Hannah, and my son, Jace. They woke up to a changed world today. They were excited. There were a few tears maybe at the beginning of the day, but excited once they saw the orange tea on the plane. They were ready to jump on top or jump in and get here. Jace is excited. I was texting with Peyton Manning earlier, and he's waiting on counting down the days until he's able to catch a ball from him out on the game field. That was his first ask as we got on the plane. So I want to thank the players and the staff at UCF. Last 3 years have been a tremendous journey, tremendous ride. I appreciate them allowing me as their coach to be a part of their individual journey and accomplish so many great things. So proud of who and what we were as a program. So excited to see their success this year. Just great leadership inside of the locker room, and when you have great leadership from within, all things are possible, and appreciate each and every one of them. One of the things that also registered with me is I was talking with the leadership here last night on a Zoom call, was Danny's conversation with the leadership council and the football team, and the things that they are focused on accomplishing. That's why they came here to one of the biggest and best brands in college football. But the things that they feel like they want to make sure that the locker room, that they have inside of the locker room. And at the end of the day, it came down to connection. And that's one of the things that's extremely important to me. It's been really hard during this past year with COVID, but you play this game. It's a tough, physical, demanding game. You play it because of connection. And there's got to be a sense of belonging, a sense of brotherhood that has to reside inside of that locker room. And to do that, you got to spend time with each other. And you have to do things outside of the game. And that's one of the things that we try to pride ourselves on inside of our program here at Tennessee as we move forward, is that sense of connection. And that allows you to go chase greatness outside of the game. When you are connected, you have a chance for love. When you have love, you're able to sacrifice for your teammates. And this game is all about sacrifice. And accountability is something that we talked about as well, and making sure that we're being accountable to each other, the program, the process, and the people that reside inside of it. On the offensive side of the football, Danny mentioned some of the successes that we have had as a program at UCF and throughout my tenure. We're going to play with tempo here. We're going to be the aggressor. We're going to play with our skilled players out in space. We're going to give them an opportunity to push the football down the field. At the same time, if you really watch what we do, We're extremely balanced in our approach as far as run and pass. We want to be physical. We want to dominate the line of scrimmage. Those are all things that are going to translate to what we're doing here in Knoxville. At the same time, that aggressive mentality that we have on the offensive side of the football is going to carry over to what we're doing on the defensive side of the football as well. We'll be multiple in all fronts, 3-man, 4-man fronts. We're going to bring pressure. We want to create negative plays. I think in the game of college football, offensively it's about creating big plays. Defensively, it's about creating negative plays and getting people off schedule. You put those two things together, you got a chance to have a really successful game plan and ultimately a season. And excited about embarking down that road as we get together as a football program here after this. I think one of the things that's extremely important to the lifeblood of any program, but to the lifeblood here at Tennessee, is recruiting. And that's one of the great things here is that you have a national name, national logo that allows you to go coast to coast and go attract the biggest, the best, and the brightest. At the same time, the most important thing that we do is lock down our borders. We have to keep kids inside of this state here. And that's for multiple reasons. They're going to come play championship caliber football. They're going to be developed. They're going to have an opportunity to move on to the NFL. They're going to get a great degree, and they're going to be empowered to live inside of the state once they are done with that degree. But we have to do that inside of our own borders. And that's going to come from me, a focus on recruiting in-state from me. It's got to transcend through our assistant coaching staff. But it's also got to reside in every every Vol fan here inside the state of Tennessee. And I say that meaning that everybody's got to bring energy and passion, create and sustain a positive movement through everything that we're doing to create the sustainable change that we need to lock down the borders here with our recruits. Excited about what we're embarking on. Excited to be a part of Ball Nation. Excited to do my very best for the state of Tennessee every single day. I promise you that our staff will do the exact same thing. And I promise you that we're going to embark on going to become what we're capable of as a football program day by day and go chase championships and win those championships. With that, I'm going to open it up for some questions.
We'll start here in the room, and reminder, please state your name and affiliation. We'll start with Jimmy.
Jimmy Himes with Sports Animal in Knoxville. How soon do you feel like you need to put together a staff, and will you consider staff members from Central Florida?
We'll consider staff members from Central Florida. We'll do that. Also, current members on this staff, we'll have a conversation with them here, the members here at Tennessee. It's important that we put together a staff at the right time, that we get the right people, more than it is simply about the urgency of putting that staff together. But yes, we want to do it in a timely fashion.
Go to David here in the front.
David, I'm with The Athletic. When you sort of look at this roster right now, what is your message to guys that are, considering going in the portal and guys that are already in there? And of course, could you envision a scenario bringing players from UCF here?
Will not recruit players off of a roster that I was a part of. Don't believe that's the right thing to do. To the current members of this football program and this roster, we need to be a family. We need to act like a family. And everybody's got a different perspective based on their background of what a family is at times. When you sit in front of your team and there's 105 guys, in front of you, everybody's got a little bit different perspective. But at the end of the day, a family to me is defined when push comes to shove, that family stays together. Let's stay a family. Let's trust the people that are in place to help you become what you're capable of. You chose this university for the right reasons, and I'm saying have a chance to be an elite football program. The tradition says that it should be. It's our job to get it back to that level. You're going to get an elite education and be in one of the best communities in college football. You walk out inside of that stadium. I've played here or coached here, I should say. That's an electric stadium. There's not a better atmosphere in college football. Cannot wait to walk out to that post-COVID next fall and hear Rocky Top being played as we're running out. That I just got goosebumps thinking about it. all those things are still here. Trust me, our leadership, who I'm going to bring in, give us a chance, all right, for our family to become connected. Let's go have fun together. Work hard, but let's have fun together and compete. Jordan?
Hi, Josh. Jordan Kramer with WATE TV. With this investigation ongoing into Tennessee football and therefore the outcomes, kind of maybe some penalties that may be handed down, not known at this time, how much did that ultimately factor into your decision? And then because you are here, standing here right now, why did it not deter you from this job?
Yeah, I had a very frank conversation with every person of leadership about what had transpired, what their knowledge is, what they believe is going to transpire as far as any penalty. And the reason that I'm standing here today is because I believe in a very, very, very bright future for Tennessee football. I believe that there's a minor speed bump that we're going through, but the kids that are in our program right now and the kids that are being recruited are all going to have an opportunity to go play and chase championships.